All right. So we are gonna get right into this, man. I'm so excited. Um, we're just gonna jump right into Jaguars free agency so far. The very first thing the Jaguars did is they went out and they signed tight end Jonnu Smith, formerly of the Tennessee Titans. And then they went and they picked up Matt Judon, and then they picked up Bud Dupree, and then they picked up all these other really good players that are really going to help this franchise, and that are really going to reamp this defense, and that are really going to, it's a win now attitude, man. They traded for Zach Ertz. They signed Juju Smith-Schuster from the Steelers. That was the biggest surprise of the day. It was an incredible afternoon. I mean, this team, we're ready. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready. We just got to draft Trev, and Roger's gonna hand over that Lombardi. We'll be ready to go. Also, that was a big fat load of crap, because none of that happened at all. Not even close. Instead, this sorry excuse for an NFL franchise. They did nothing today. Well, they did something, but they did nothing today. They signed, and I had to write these people down on paper because I don't know who they are. Never heard of them. Don't want to know who they are because they probably suck. And yeah, no Hunter Henry so far. No Hunter Henry. No Curtis Samuel. This team is devoid of pass rushing ability, and Bud Dupree's the Tennessee Titan now, so that's cool. Matt Judon is with the Patriots. That's cool. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get into these people that they did sign. The big fish of the day was Roy Robertson Harris. They gave him a 3-year, $24.4 million contract. Never heard of him. Just a guy. They also, technically the first thing they did today was they restructured Andrew Norwell. So I guess the rumors weren't completely false, but they were false at the same time. Because we restructured Andrew Norwell's contract to where he can get up to $12 million, but it's $9 million guaranteed, I think, and it's only a 1-year deal. But probably what will end up happening is they'll just restructure him probably at the end of this season and give him a more long-term thing, because I really do think Urban Meyer likes him. So, how I've talked in previous videos, and Urban Meyer has talked before about that big playability, that speedy guy, speedy receiver. Well, they signed Philip Dorsett. I'll let you take that in for a moment. They signed Philip Dorsett. That's our big play, fellas. That's our big play. And you were excited about that. Carlos Hyde is back, baby. The legend returns. He's back. Carlos Hyde is back. James Robinson is shaking in his boots. He's got the competition now. Instead of maybe trying to bolstering up in free agency to the point where you can have a little fun in the draft and maybe spend that 33rd pick on Travis Etienne and pair him and Trevor up in the pros and, have a dynamic offense. Instead of doing that, God forbid, we brought my man Carlos back, so Super Bowl. James Agnew, I guess that's how you say this dude's name, a special teams guy. I really want to see the actual numbers for this contract, because the only thing I'm seeing on Twitter, it's a 3-year deal up to $21 million. There's no way that return guy should get that much money. I would imagine that it's full of incentives, and he's not actually going to make nearly that much. I would hope not, because that's just atrocious. Um, I think the best thing they did today was they re-signed Dwan Smoot. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to re-sign Keelan Cole, which stinks, because I really like Keelan Cole. I think he could be a really good piece to our team. I think he's a reliable guy, a number 3 guy for Trevor to have, but he's probably going to go with the Vikings and follow Keenan McCardell. So we re-signed Dwan Smoot, 2 years, $14 million. I think that's perfect. I actually really like that. It's a good move. He's really kind of come around finally the last 2 years, so I like that a lot. Rayshawn Jenkins, which I was okay with that, kind of. Like, when I started looking at the dude's numbers, I was like, oh, like, maybe, he's better than anything we got, because, God knows our secondary is awful. But I saw the image, and I didn't realize the game against the Chargers last year, there's, like, a photo that's all over Jaguars Twitter of, like, Chenault, like, blocking a dude, like, off the sideline, and James Robinson stiff-arming another dude, and the dude that Robinson's putting on the ground is Rayshawn Jenkins, and we just signed this dude to a 4-year deal, so, same Jaguars, different year. You just gotta laugh at it, man. You just gotta laugh at it. But, I'm gonna tell you the real winner. Oh, when we signed, like, I don't even remember the dude's name. I didn't even write him down. I just remembered it. He's like a special teams guy / safety. I forget the dude's name, but we signed him. Apparently he's a really good special teams ace, which, who cares? But the real winner of today, and I don't like to do this because I don't really have a whole lot of respect for him a whole lot. Tony Khan won the day. Won the day by far. There was this nasty rumor going around Twitter that the Jaguars were going to trade DJ Chark and draft capital straight up for Orlando Brown to the Baltimore Ravens. Didn't like it when I first heard it. Thought it was a terrible idea. Wanted no part of it at all. And it spread like wildfire. It was all over Twitter. And then Tony Khan came out and said something along the lines of biggest load of crap I've ever heard, 100% false, not true at all. And then it died. It was done right there. And I was like, hey, he's not tweeting about AEW or about his stupid Fulham soccer club. He's actually defending the NFL team that he owns, and he's actually doing it. So I thought that was great. But that was pretty much, that was it. That was all that really went down today. And I pray to God we get Hunter Henry tomorrow. But I'll be here making another video. Go Jags.